Well, good morning, everyone. This is episode 263 now, and here it is, the episode you've all been waiting for. Good morning. It's 25 minutes to 11 here on a wet Tuesday morning. Lovely to see the rain, but just reminding you drivers out there, motorbike riders, please take it easy on those roads this morning as it is very slippery. Well, just recapping the cases from the last couple of days. Okay, starting on Saturday with 825 cases, 830 cases on Sunday, and yesterday up until 8 o'clock on Sunday night, 818 cases. Not good, but not bad. So let's see what the case numbers are today at 11 o'clock with Gladys and her team. And just to open the show, please go and get vaccinated. Well, please, we urge you to today on the show. Well, now it's time to introduce Matt Brown in the studio with me. Matt, good morning. Welcome to episode 263 today.
Thanks, Barry. Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me again. Always enjoyable. I look forward to coming in and guest hosting on your show. Yeah, that's quite a few numbers. As you said, it's not bad. It's not great, but the vaccination that's where my head's at today, Barry. And for quite a few weeks, I think it's a good. They realise. I think the government now that they're not going to get back to zero cases. So urging people, and that's what Barry and I do here in the studios, urge our listeners and viewers to actually go out there, get the jab. If you've already had the jab, tell your friends who haven't to go and get the jab.
So getting the jab, ladies and gentlemen, is very important. So don't forget about it. Okay, it is very important. There are vaccination centres open all over the place, and I am told that there is a vaccination centre at the Penrith Panthers RSL club. So if you live in one of those hotspot areas, please do go and get the jab. Here's Matt now to open episode 263 with that.
Yeah, guys, as Barry's pointed out, there's a lot more vaccination hubs popping up around Sydney now, which is great. As we all know, the sooner that people get vaccinated, the sooner we get our freedoms back. So get online, put in COVID vaccination in your local area, and you'll be advised what to do from there. So do your bit to stop the spread.
Now, as I pointed out yesterday on episode 262, the rule breakers, what absolute nincompoops. Okay, again on Sunday night at a church in Sydney's West, and the priest saying this COVID is over when it's not. How annoying is that? 60 people busted. Here's Matt now.
Well, I think they're going to have to go back to church, Barry, and pray that someone pays for their fines, because if there were 60 people times 3,000, that's a good bit of money that the police have scooped up there from nincompoops not doing what they're told. Complete and utter rubbish thinking that the COVID's gone, Barry. Disappointing.
And thinking that the lockdown is over when it's not. how stupid are people when they do that. Here's Matt now for this.
Yeah, that's everyone knows the rules. Everyone. It's not like just one person says, "Oh, I didn't know." The person that they live with, or the person that they're out talking to, someone else knows the rules, and it's to stay home, especially in those LGAs. Pointed out, Barry, they're on curfew from 9 p.m. till 5 a.m., so they're not allowed to leave their houses at that time. So, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Essential services only, exercise, doctor's appointments, and food and drink. That's it.
And if you need help from the paramedics, that is the time to leave your house as well. Here's Matt now.
Yes, we're big enforcers of the 000 number here. So please, guys, keep those lines free for emergencies only.
And we will tell you that at the end of today's show. But the conference is coming up soon, so please do watch that. Here's Matt now.
Yes, look, if people are out there watching the news break, the conference, and seeing those numbers up close to 1,000. Everyone can do their bit. Get out there, get vaccinated. If you have friends that are not vaccinated, please let them know too. Urge them to get started because we are going to have to open up sometime, and I'm sure the people that have got vaccinations will be allowed to do a lot more things than the people who haven't, which is fine by me.
We do apologize for starting the show late this morning, but we won't go into that. But also, today on the show, we will be talking about healthy eating once again. This is a topic that Matt and I like. Now, eat healthy food, guys. Here's Matt now for this.
Yeah, well, Barry's been on a health kick for quite a few weeks now. Not that you ever had any bad dietary habits, Barry, but you're now pretty much gone to full healthy kick, fruit and veggies, all the good things, fruits, nuts, all those things, guys, and it gives you a lot more energy. I'm the same with Barry. I eat a nice, clean, healthy diet, and I feel a lot better for it, Barry.
And like we said the other day on the show, your body will thank you for it. And also today we'll be talking about peppermint tea as well. So we'll have a drink of that as well, boil the kettle and have a cup of peppermint tea. This program is proudly brought to you by Twiling's Peppermint Tea and Cottage Cordial. My dad picks the fruit that goes to Cottage to make the cordial that I like best. Who remembers that? Here's Matt now.
Good one, Barry. I remember that one. That was a good old classic ad, and I remember in the schoolyard all the kids singing that as well. So it was a good, catchy tune, good bit of advertising. As Barry said, if you don't like just drinking water, the cordial is a lot better option than having Coke or any other soft drinks or energy drinks. So it's a great option. Like Barry said with his tea, he likes his tea, his peppermint tea. So we'll get that on the brew later for you today too, Barry.
So episode 263, like we said, do stay around for that. Do stay with us. I beg your pardon. Because we are nearing the end of the winter series as well. Just reminding you, it is the last Tuesday of the winter series. So next week we will be in the spring series. Here's Matt now.
Ah, it's music to my ears, Barry. It's nice to hear that spring's just around the corner. And for that, guys, that's a good time to get out there and even put in some exercise. I know with the lockdown, people have been sitting down a lot more and haven't been as active. But spring's coming. Usually, when the weather is warmer, Barry, people are a little bit more energetic, a bit happier, a bit more of a spring in the step, we say. So yeah, I know I'm starting to get a bit healthier with my exercise, Barry. So that's one thing that I've been letting myself down, a bit of exercise. So all little things we can do to help us look good, feel good, eh, Barry?
So we're going to take a break on the show now. So just recapping the numbers for you one more time. On Saturday it was 825, Sunday 830, and yesterday 818. So some promising signs are ahead on the vaccination front. So we are not worried about the case numbers. Okay, I think Gladys is wanting to get everybody jabbed so we can go bye bye lockdown, hello to freedom. But just hang in there, guys. We are getting there. The bulb in the torch is getting brighter, and let's take it day by day. Here's Matt now.
Good way of saying it, Barry. But, there is light at the end of the tunnel. We're nearly there, guys. So hurry up and get those vaccinations. That's my answer, and I know it's the Premier's answer for us to get out of this lockdown and get back to some normality.
So let's take a break now and get some peppermint tea happening. We will join you after the conference and we will tell you what the case numbers are, good or bad. But remember, we are all in this together. Stay with us because the wonderful Gladys and her team, good on you, Gladys, always keeping us informed of what's happening. And if you are watching, good morning. And thanks for your letter, which brings us nicely before the break. Look at this map.
There we go.
I have a letter
Oh, nice. What is it, Barry? Where is it?
just on the table, and we will pause that so we can. There's my letter from Gladys there. Okay, we will tell you a bit more about it after the break today. So, plenty more coming up on episode 263. The time now is 14 minutes to 11. And by the way, a name change, the Barry Bear show, episode 261, okay? Whoops, 263. Episode 261 was on Friday, so do stay with us. This is Barry Bear and Matt Brown. Don't go away, we will see you after the conference. The time is nearly 13 minutes to 11. It's a very wet Tuesday. Raindrops keep falling on my head. See you soon, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost 11:30 here on this Tuesday morning, and good morning to you, wherever you may be watching around Australia. I'm Barry Fair and welcome back to episode 263. 753 cases and no deaths to report today. Isn't that marvelous? So we hope that you will enjoy that bit of news. Well, to start the second part of our show today, this is peppermint tea.
Liquid gold for Barry. He loves his peppermint tea. All the goodies in there, the antioxidants. How's that, Barry?
Good. Now, peppermint tea, ladies and gentlemen. Go and get yourself a packet and store it in your kitchen and get it wherever you want, whenever you want. Here's Matt now to open the second part of the show with that.
Yeah, that's another good point, Barry. In regards to drinking the tea. So instead of drinking your soft drinks and fizzy drinks, how about you get some teas? There's plenty of nice herbal teas out there, especially peppermint, which is one of Barry's favourites. So he's not a big fan of drinking water by itself, but this is the way that he prefers to drink it, and it's still not all healthy. And it's got a nice taste in there, and it's good for you. So it's a win-win.
So I wouldn't drink on air, but peppermint tea, guys. It settles the stomach, okay? Here's Matt to tell you about it.
Any of these herbal teas, guys, they've got good healing properties in there. They're not just about having a nice taste. They're actually got all the nutrients and all the goodies that your body needs and craves for. So yeah, Barry loves his peppermint tea, and he'll probably have one a day, Barry, or two a day?
Probably two a day.
Two a day. So that way we get the fluids into us, and it keeps our bladder nice and clean, and get rid of all those nasty those baddies that are inside us.
So don't just grow up on junk food and bad food. Here's my option.
Yeah, there's plenty of goodies out there. This is the morning tea kind of a drink for Barry. Then we're going to go and get lunch, nice healthy lunch again. What are we having today, Barry? What tickles your fancy?
Well, I'll wait for that.
Okay, no worries. Well, there's one thing I do know, even though Barry's not sure what he wants to have yet, I know it's going to be clean and it's going to be healthy. Isn't that right, mate?
Yeah.
See? So guys, with your fruit and veggies, as we say, try not to throw them out. You can, try and utilise them in another way. Make up a soup. You can blitz them in a pan, bit of stock, throw them all in there. Happy days after, 1 hour of simmering. What else can we do? We can...
Okay, now, the important thing about chicken, guys, okay, don't leave your chicken out in the bench for too long, because if the chicken's off, bin it. Here's my offer.
Yeah, so the chicken, we're talking about, salmonella. So, the chicken's one definite piece of poultry that needs to be kept in the fridge, Barry. It doesn't like to be left out too long, especially if it's a warm temperature. So, guys, get out, if your chicken, pull it out of the fridge. If it smells off, it is off. Get cooking it straight away and get all those nice proteins and healthy bits into your body, because anything that's smelly won't be going in my stomach, that's for sure.
Now, we've said this many times on the show. If you have leftover mince, please put it in the fridge, label and date it, and use it within a week or in a couple of days. Here's Matt now.
Yeah, leftovers, guys. People get a nice meal the night before, get it into the fridge, get some cling wrap on it, keep it nice and sealed so it doesn't get any bugs or any nasties in there, and then try and utilise it the next day. There's always something you can add with your leftovers, keep it nice and healthy, and it's good for your body, good for the environment. All good.
Well, now let's talk about the dangers of eating off food.
Well, yeah, let's have a look at off food. Well, important thing is always check the use by date, isn't it, Barry?
And hang on. Well, now on the show, it's time to talk about what's going to happen if you leave food in the fridge or freezer for too long. Okay, it's great that you can store your food in airtight containers, but cooks and those that are willing to cook, please be careful, because if you cook something that is already off, like Matt said, you could go, bleh. Here he is.
Yeah, and as much as I joke about it now, I'll tell you what, it's not funny at the time, and that's not, 9 times out of 10 it's food poisoning. And that can happen from food preparation, washing your hands, Barry, keeping those hands nice and washed and clean. Keep your food utensils like your chopping board, your knives, have everything sterilised. Keep them clean, but yeah, use that use by date. Also use your nose. Use that to sniff. That'll tell you if something's off. Because otherwise you don't want to be sitting down on the toilet and also
or on the can.
sitting on that can, that's it. Don't want to be sitting on the can and feeling like with stomach cramps. It's not comfortable feeling at all.
Okay, so please be careful with your food and your milk, because if you know your milk is off, you can tell by the smell, because it can be sour too. And again,
Don't want that, do we, Barry?
and then your stomach's all nasty. Here's my offer.
Yeah, that's what it's important. We say you are what you eat, but eating bad food and off food is not smart. We definitely don't recommend that. And sometimes unfortunately, you can just have some food that you didn't even know was off. If it's takeaway food or your own food at home, it could have got contaminated. So unfortunately, you've just been unlucky, and yeah, that's an unlucky thing to get.
So, food poisoning, guys, is very serious, and it can occur 12 to 48 hours later. You're lying in bed and then you wake up in a lot of pain. Here's Matt now.
Yeah, it's your body knows when something's not right, and it's telling you that it's not right because your body's in pain, like Barry said. Unfortunately, there's no easy answer for it. But one good thing is after your body has got rid of those nasties, it's a good time to rehydrate, because your body is just trying to expel all the nasties out of your body, and you feel weak and tired. You've got to rehydrate. Is that right, Barry?
Yes. And if you've got Hydralyte in your cupboard, guys, rehydrate on that. But another way, if you can't get Hydralyte, get some orange cordial, okay, and have a very weak, okay? Here's Matt now.
Yeah, the Hydralyte, I'm glad you brought that up. That's my favourite to go to, Barry, for any dehydration. I keep it in the cupboard. It saved me a few times, and I've been feeling a bit crook. So, get that body rehydrated. We wish you a speedy recovery. That's probably the only thing I can say. Speedy recovery.
So, please, guys, have enough medication to rehydrate yourself, and make sure you've got some Gastrogel or Gaviscon on hand with you, because these are times where you may need to get it. There is a product called Kaya Magna. I don't know whether you've heard of that, but it's a talking medicine, okay? And always have my lantern in stock. I don't know whether the chemist still has that now.
I think they do, Barry. Yep, still have the lantern.
So if you remember the ad, overdone it, overcome it.
I don't know that one. That's a good one. Yeah.
So if you've overdone it with your rich food, guys, overcome it. Here's my offside.
Okay, so I didn't know that one. So the Gaviscon, Barry, is good for settling the stomach. Is it after you've given it too much rich foods and things? Is that correct?
Well, it stops the acid from coming up.
There we go. Stop the acid. That acid needs to be still in the intestines, and then so it can help break down all your food. You don't want that coming back up, because it's not a nice taste and not a nice feeling.
Okay, so let's talk about how to prevent stomach digestive upsets. Okay, always choose good foods to eat, such as nice healthy bread, not foods that excuse me. Always choose foods that are not too rich. Here's Matt now.
Yeah, it's nice to have those rich foods every now and again, but that's the old saying goes, what goes up must come down. So, yeah, everything in moderation, because your stomach is there to help digest and help keep you in good health. You don't want to upset it.
Okay, and don't fill up, like we say, on greasy, fatty KFC, because you don't want that. Please. Here's Matt now.
No, I can't think of anything worse to put in your body especially if you're not feeling well. You need to keep a nice bland diet to help your body recharge. It's all right to have your KFC or your McDonald's or whatever, your pizzas every now and again, but we recommend keeping those to a minimum and or a special occasion.
So don't just go on junk food. No, choose something healthy for lunch. Here's Matt now.
Your body will thank you, and if you want to keep your body from getting upset, you should be all right eating our healthy fruit, healthy vegetables, all the good stuff. Your body's got a better chance of not getting sick.
And limit takeaway foods too, guys. Here's my offside.
Yeah, there's a big rush these days on Uber Eats and Deliveroo, Barry. We see a lot of that on the TV and even the scooters flying around in the streets. Guys, I'm sure that one thing that COVID could have helped you with is to help practice cooking. Plenty of cooking shows now. Like MasterChef was big. Don't know if it still is, but there's plenty of shows, plenty of great cooks out there that can help teach you to be healthy. You've got to get that mind in the right position, Barry.
Because health is very important, ladies and gentlemen, especially in a lockdown. So don't just fill up on junk food like Matt and I have been saying on the show, because it's no good. Because it's like putting the wrong fuel in your car. You go to start your car, and your car goes. Matt now.
That's a good point there, Barry. It's true. You wouldn't put the wrong petrol or diesel in your car because you're going to have problems. The same with food. You put too much of the wrong gunk into your body, and your body either gets bigger or fatter, or it goes the opposite. You start getting crook. You start getting sick. That's your body's way of saying enough's enough. Give me some goodies.
And the same with your busy drinks too. Choose your drinks wisely, like I've been doing today. I've been having some peppermint tea today to prevent myself from getting ill. Here's Matt now.
Yeah, hydration, guys, especially with spring and summer coming up, the warmer weather's coming up. You know, number one is your water. You can't beat that. It's pretty much free. It's available everywhere, and it's a good way to get rid of all the toxins from your body. And then there's all the other steps of tea, which Barry's pointed out, cordial. There's other ways to hydrate, guys.
And by eating well and drinking well and and hydrating well, you will not be in the hospital. Here's my option.
You can do your best to stay healthy. There's so many options as your good food, what you drink, your exercise, your mental health, all the things that Barry and I talk about all make up to having a happier life. And it's your choice. That's what we're saying. We can give you the information, but it's up to you guys to do with it what you will.
So either buy it or not buy it. The choice is up to you. Well, to close the second part of episode 263, it's a letter from Gladys. Here's Matt to tell you about it.
Yes, so was it about two weeks ago? Barry decided he wanted to ring up the governor's office and get a message to Gladys to thank her for all the good work that she's done during this COVID case. And the main reason as well is that Barry thought that a lot of people were ringing her up and abusing her. So it's nice for Barry to say, hey, wait a sec, there's plenty of people out here that respect you and would like to thank you for the job. So the governor's office got back to us and kind enough that they sent out a letter, which Barry has over here. So that's from Gladys's office. So happy with that, aren't we, Barry?
We are indeed. Well, we've still got the food idea and drink idea coming your way very shortly. But thanks so much today for tuning in and listening to all the information that we've given you so far today on the show. So part 3 and the conclusion is coming up, and we're going to talk more about how to manage your mental health and your mood swings. So that's all coming up. We've got an exciting part 3 coming your way after the lunch break. So the time is coming up to 18 minutes to midday, and the rain starts to fall again. Raindrops keep falling on our head. Well, not my head or Matt's head, but those of you out there. So stay with us. The lunch break is coming up, and then we've got an exciting part 3 and a positive part 3 coming your way. So here's Matt to tell you what's coming up.
Thanks, Barry. So yeah, after lunch we'll we'll give a recap of the numbers and the dietary tips, but we look forward to talking about mental health and how we can all stay happy through these challenging times.
So do stay with us. You're watching episode 263. I'm Barry Fear, and if you'd like to request a topic for us to talk about on our show, we'd like to hear from you about. So nothing is wrong with requesting a segment. Okay, please do like and subscribe for those that are not on YouTube. So we'd like to hear from you about what you would like us to cover on the show. So it's all coming up on episode 263. Episode 263 continues after the lunch break. I'm Barry Fear, so we will see you after the break. Well, here we are on the last part of episode 263 today, and it's a wet Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon. The morning has gone. Okay, so what we'd like to conclude with today is I've written to the Queensland government asking whether I can get up to my new house soon, and we're just waiting to hear back from that, and we'll tell you on Friday's show. Definitely will not be on tomorrow's show because I only sent the letter a couple of minutes ago. But to end episode 263 today, let's talk about lasagna. Now, lasagna, who loves it? Hands up. Now, lasagna, ladies and gentlemen, is like an Italian pie, except without the pastry. Now, first, you would make a meat sauce like as if you were making spaghetti bolognese sauce. Here's Matt now to open the final part of episode 263 with that lasagna recipe.
Well, the good old lasagna here, lots of pasta, and we make the good old white sauce, which makes it nice and creamy. And you've touched on the same sauce pretty much as the meat sauce as you'd make with spag bol. So, and then we just layer it. So it's fairly easy. Once you've made your nice meat there, Barry, it's just the white sauce with the sheep. The meat goes on another sheet. Sometimes you're a little bit naughty, you put a bit of cheese on a few of those different layers, so we're just building out like a big sandwich. Sprinkle of cheese on top, and for the people like you, Barry, you can't have it, you can have one that's without the cheese, so it's still healthy and still good for you.
So, lasagna is great, but if you don't have time to cook, you can be lazy too and pick up a lasagna from your supermarket. It usually costs about $4 or $5, but you can get it delivered. Here's Matt now.
Yeah, there's plenty of healthy options as well these days at the supermarkets too, Barry, like quick, easy meals for one. So you don't have to always have your frozen food and throw it in the microwave to defrost it. There's plenty of nice, healthy foods ready to pick up, like you said, for $5 or $6, depending on what you want, your budget.
So why don't you make a lasagna today? I saw one being made today, and also, guys, okay, have good quality fresh ingredients because, like we've been saying on the show today, food poisoning is not great because you don't want to end up on the can. It's the only appropriate word I can use on the program, and you don't want to end up in the ED department. Here's Matt now.
Yeah, that's true, Barry. That's very true. You know, don't skimp on those extra prices. You know that can be the difference between a good cut of meat or bad cut of meat. As Barry said, a trip to the can or a nice relaxing evening where you don't have to worry about anything like that. So yeah, look after yourself. Get those good cuts of meat, and everything should be fine.
Now, also to end today's show, we're going to talk about how to manage our stress levels. So, here's the closing sequence on that. Okay, if we feel uptight or down or out, like we've always said on the show, don't sit in your room and go, or have a frown like Mr. Miserable did in that Mr. Happy book. Did you ever read the Mr. Men books?
I did read the Mr. Minister, like Mr. Strong and Mr. Tickle, I remember. They're the ones I remember. Because they were good books, those ones.
So don't sit there and look miserable, look up, okay? Because it is very important to look on the bright side of life, okay? Always look on the bright side of life. So managing your stress, guys, is very important, okay? And then think about it. Have a cup of tea and think about it, please. Here's Matt now.
Yeah, there's plenty of ways to relieve the stress. You know, go for a walk, go and do some exercise. Yeah, gee, Barry, talk to someone. You know, there's people out there to help. Don't bottle it up. That's the worst thing you can do. Talk to it, get it out, make yourself feel better.
And ring Lifeline as well. Their number is 131114. And if you see any suspicious activity, don't ring 000. Call Crime Stoppers 1-800-333-000. Okay, and report the rule breakers, but we will talk about that tomorrow on the show. Okay, but getting back to the stress to conclude the show today. Okay, don't just sit there and wait for your balloon to go like pop. Okay, and have a big pin go to your balloon before someone goes like blow your stress balloon up. Please don't blow your stress balloon up. Don't think that. Take a breath. Think about what you're gonna say, okay? And say it nicely. Here's Matt now.
That's perfect, Barry. It's hard to give our viewers any extra on that. It's I've got no words to add. That was well put, Barry.
Okay, and if you're writing a letter, please don't be hypocritical. Okay, if you wish to address your concerns like I did just a few minutes ago. Okay, don't be hypocritical or discriminating. Here's my offside.
When writing letters to anyone, it's always our rule of thumb on the show is it's nice to be nice. So don't abuse people. Don't write bad language, because all you've got to do from the other person is make them infuriated with yourself, and you're not going to get the answer that you so called. Pardon me.
And that was my offside of sneezing. So, we'd like to say thank you so much for watching our show today and finding all this information interesting. Okay, and just before we do go today, just recapping the case numbers. 753 cases today, no deaths. And also reminding you before we do go to go and get the jab. If you haven't had it yet, please go and get it. It is not too late to book. The sooner you go and get that jab, the better. Here's Matt now for his closing sequence on this.
Yeah, that's very true, Barry. Get out there, guys. Go and get the jab. The numbers are going up every day, which is good for the people getting jabs. But there's always more people that need to get them. So if you know of anyone that's not getting it, try and persuade them to go and get this, because I'm sure they don't want to be in lockdown any longer. The sooner you get the jab, the sooner we get through it.
And this is day 53 of the lockdown now. Day 54 of the lockdown coming up tomorrow, and Matt and I will be back at 9:30 in the morning. So we will have a big show for you then. Okay, so tomorrow on the show we will be talking about how to manage our stress again, eating good food, okay, ways of dealing with a person that is angry, and how people should address another person in a letter, and the number that we rely on 24 hours a day. You know what it is. Free donuts. 000. Please do not ring that number unless you've got an emergency. Here's Matt now to take us out with that message and to close to episode 263.
Yeah, guys, the 000 number. Please only call for emergencies. Unless it's an emergency, then you can call. Thank you.
And I will just take them. So just reminding you, please do not call 000 only in an emergency, and Lifeline 131114. And here's Matt now to take us out with those two numbers and his farewell.
Yeah, guys, thanks for putting those numbers up there, Barry, for our viewers. Please, guys, there's plenty of help out there if you're struggling. So give Lifeline a call. Please don't clog up those numbers just because you're having crank calls. They're doing a really good job. They're under a lot of pressure to fulfill and try and help as many people. Same with the 000 number. Same goes for that. Keep that line free. There's always someone who needs some help. So please do your bit and not ring up unless it's an absolute emergency.
And that's all we've got time for today on episode 263. Thanks for your company today, and we'll catch you next time round on the next episode. Episode 264 coming up tomorrow at 9:30 and at 9:15 tonight on Channel 7, the Olympics. 9:15 tonight. So check your local guides. Go Aussie. See you tomorrow, everybody. And as Tony Barber used to say, keep smiling and bye for now. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.